Alas, poor Yorick, I knew him, Horatio, a fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times, and now, how abhorred in my imagination it is, my gorge rims at it. Here hung those lips that I have kissed I know not how oft. Where be your jibes now, your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment, that were wont to set the table on a roar, not one now to mock your own grinning, quite chapfallen. Hamlet, Act 5, Scene 1. For years, the world, the vast majority of this country, made fun of Florida man because of his freedom, because of his liberty, because of the occasional time when things got out of hand. Well, the last 2 years has changed things greatly. Florida man is no longer looked at like this. He's looked at more like this now. Not really losing any sleep over the opinions of the sheep who for so long have demonized us, reviled us, castigated us, laughed at us. Now everybody wants to come to Florida, wants to be part of what we're doing, but they don't understand why Florida and not other places. Because we had to just stop caring about the other 49 states. Because they didn't realize what they were doing. That they were just making us stronger and tougher and more prepared for 2020, the sniffles and the tyranny. Make no mistake, time is ticking. Liberals, progressives. This first year of your so-called win has been an epic failure. Even MSNBC and CNN anchors are slamming and pounding their desks. They can't believe how pathetic the leadership is. How incongruent the direction that they've gone has been with what they said they would do. But time is ticking. Time is ticking, and we've thrown down the gauntlet. We're not playing defense in Florida anymore. We're going after people. We're going after big media. We're going after the social media masters. And we're going to take them down, and we're going to hit them where it hurts. I remember the first time I used this image that I put together, people recoiled at it and thought, oh, this is horrible. I can't believe he used a picture of Nelly and Ivanka Trump and Cash. What is this all about? Well, it's real simple. Hit them where it hurts. Hit them in the pocketbook, and all of a sudden they start to pay attention. This isn't about philosophy. This is about money. And we must all suffer one of two things, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. I choose the pain of discipline. Now, I've mentioned before here in Florida, infantry captain, Sabatini is also a representative in our state house, and he has been calling, basically the lone voice that's been calling for a special session of our legislature to be called to deal with this mandate nonsense. Well, the governor's finally heard the man. And that's what was announced earlier this morning. But we have to be smart. We're going to do things in a way that DC won't be able to counter. See, it would be real easy to go out and make a proclamation. Mandates are illegal. But basically what that's doing, to use a tennis analogy, that's hitting to your opponent's forehand. Why would you do that? People could just do it anyway and then basically hit it back and say, try and stop us. There's a better way to do it. There's a better way to do it that will hit them where it hurts them the most. Now, for those of you who want to see this, this was earlier today. DeSantis announces Florida's total rejection of Biden-Fauci agenda. We will fight and we will win. Why? because of how the governor is going to do it. You see, we can deal with government jobs directly and say, nope, because we're in charge of the government, no mandates. But when it comes to private businesses, you have to be smarter. The first thing we're going to do is any business that has a mandate is going to lose its COVID-19 liability protections. A lot of people didn't realize this even exists, that if you go to your work or whatever and you somehow come down with COVID, you can't sue your employer for that. There are protections that were put in place. Well, guess what? If you, as a business owner, now say, okay, I'm going to collude with the criminal federal forces with Biden and go along with these mandates, guess what? You lose that protection. You can be sued. That alone will change the minds of the vast majority of businesses in Florida. They will lose their protections. And on top of that, see, we're not going to outright ban it. On top of that, what we're going to do is we're going to guarantee that anybody who is separated from their job based on refusing a mandate, they're going to qualify for unemployment. And we're going to fine the businesses. So we're going to make it incredibly financially a bad idea for them to do that. We're going to hit them in the pocket. We're going to say, okay, you know what? If you want to have the mandate, go ahead and have the mandate, but it's going to cost you a ton of money. You're basically going to be telling those people, don't show up, but we're going to pay you anyway. That's what's going to happen. And even the Orlando Sentinel, sorry about that, hold on, different article. The Orlando Sentinel has covered this. You see, they were trying to demonize the governor, but in doing so, they revealed his genius. He stopped short of calling for an outright ban on vaccine requirements imposed by private employers. Instead, he said he would push for protections of workers who face termination. And isn't that the real story? Okay, you don't want them showing up at your shop because they're not inoculated? No problem. You're going to pay them anyway. You're going to pay them anyway. They're going to be able to pay their bills. They're going to be able to put groceries in their refrigerator. They're going to be able to make their car payments, their car insurance payments. They're going to be able to take care of their kids. You're going to pay them anyway, indefinitely, one way or the other. Because the state of Florida grants business licenses, in the state of Florida. We control it top to bottom, and DC knows this, and they don't want you to know it. The governor outlined what he'll ask lawmakers to approve, such as ensuring anyone fired for not getting the vaccine is still eligible for unemployment insurance, stripping COVID-19 liability protections from businesses that impose a mandate, and giving workers compensation benefits to anyone with an adverse reaction to the vaccine, even if it's just, golly, I feel bad for having done it. Also, businesses that fire someone for refusing the vaccine could not enforce a non-compete agreement on them, because we wouldn't allow it to go through our courts. And it's a state issue, and a state issue only. Biden, Fauci, Merrick Garland, none of them can do anything about it. DeSantis is also going to require, through state law, companies to inform workers of religious and medical exemptions to their vaccine mandates. You see, what he said is DeSantis had previously said that he favors an outright ban. See, an outright ban is hitting to somebody's forehand in tennis. It looks great. It's fantastic. You just got to be a little bit smarter than your opponent. We're going to protect the people of Florida. If businesses in Florida want to go along with the Biden agenda, they are going to go out of business. We're going to put them on blast. And it's not a popular position to take. And make no mistake, we're coming after these people too. It's going to take a little bit of time, but we're coming after their money too. Because they're starting to realize something, and believe me, I wish I could share it with you. From the analytics side, as a monetized YouTuber, who's watching the ads and who's not, and where most of the traffic is coming from. It's something they're not going to be able to hide for very much longer. That people in the state of Florida, to advertisers, are like platinum gold, and people in California are like lead. And that's just the reality of it. Advertisers want their ads in front of Floridian eyeballs. They could give a crap less about California eyeballs, or New York eyeballs, or Michigan eyeballs. Why? Well, it's all about the money. And I know that seems like it's very crass and it's very cold, but it's just the reality. This is what it's always been about. Even going all the way back to the revolution, it was really all about the money. And just to finish, those of you who are still somehow afeared of the feds or their power or what they can do, Hamlet ends this particular conversation with the proclamation about where we all are going. Alexander died. Alexander was buried. Alexander the Great returneth into dust. The dust is earth. Of earth we make loam. And why of that loam, whereto he was converted, might they not stop a beer barrel? Imperious Caesar, dead and turned to clay, might stop a hole to keep the wind away. Oh, that the earth, which kept the world in awe, should patch a wall to expel the winter's flaw. This man, those around him, their proclamations, their desires, their tyranny, it is all going to go by the wayside. They can stamp their feet and they can pound their desks and they can get angry and they can say, we're going to this and we're going to that and we're going to the other. And here in Florida, bring it on. Bring it on. What more could you do? And I'm speaking to everyone here and everyone who participated in laughing at Florida and making us the butt of all of your jokes. What more could you do? You created this lion, and now you're going to have to deal with it. God bless. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time.